on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM, AM 760, and hawaiisportsradio.com. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, Dial Electric Supply, and DSC Hawaii. Now, it's time for Waianae versus Radford. Here's play-by-play announcers Paul Brecht and Zor Ned.
Hello and welcome on into Jim Allegra Gymnasium on the campus of Radford. Paul Brecht, Zor Ned here joining me on site for some OIA boys basketball action between the Radford Rams and Waianae Sea Riders. First things first, Zor, excited to have you on a broadcast. Thanks for joining me. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to watch some high school basketball. Just really excited to see a good game out here tonight.
Hey, does it bring back any memories? Of course, you're an OIA guy yourself, a graduate of Kapolei before going on playing at the University of Hawaii and the University of Hawaii Hilo. A nice, solid college career before now, obviously, on to bigger and better things. Does it bring back any memories, playing here on a Tuesday night, being in a public gym?
Yeah, definitely brings back a lot of memories. One thing I don't remember was a shot clock, so this is going to take some getting used to seeing the shot clock, but it should be a really good game. I'm excited to be back in this high school atmosphere. It's always a good atmosphere over here at Radford. I have not lost many games. Actually, I have not lost here. So hopefully I can bring some luck to some team here with me being here.
I'm sure you will, and I'm excited to see who that may be. A couple of teams tonight going at it who have had up and down seasons. For the home team, Radford Rams coming into tonight at 7-8 overall, 2-3 in the OIA, and they actually come in on a 2-game win streak, beating Waipahu and Wailua. A big 37-point victory over Wailua last time out. Also beat Honoka'a along with Lahaina Luna, Kalaheo, and KSK. Roosevelt in there as well. Your school actually got a shot at them and took them down a 3-point loss at Kapolei for Radford. That was another one of those 8 losses, a tough one there. A couple of players to watch for them. Isaiah Harmon averaging 15.5 points per game. He's kind of the offense. He makes the Rams go. And then alongside him, Nate Hartline, the sophomore, averaging just a tick under 6 points per game, shooting at 50% from the charity stripe overall. That's just down a little bit in OIA play. Over on the other side, Waianae, they come in on a 6-game losing streak. They do have wins over Damien, Punahou 2, St. Louis 2, and West Point Gray, but obviously trying to get turned around after a JV championship for their program last year and clearly not translating to the varsity level quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, JV to varsity basketball is always a tough transition, but I feel like having a good program and having everybody kind of grow up in the program, it takes a little bit of time, but I'm excited to see if they can kind of get off of that losing streak and start off really well against a team that's on a hot streak right now against Radford.
And that's one of the fun things in the OIA especially, where on any given night, any given opponent can take you down, so you got to bring your A game. Waianae certainly going to take their best shot at Radford tonight here against the Rams. When we return, opening tip-off and much, much more. You won't want to miss it. You're listening to OIA Boys Basketball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Fun Factory can't make taking tests fun, and they can't make homework fun, but they can make good grades fun. Upload your report card and turn in your A's, B's, M's, and MP's into game tokens. Visit funfactorygames.com/honor-roll.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalu'opolena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Gather around, ladies, and join us Sunday, January 26th at Kapiolani Park for the Hawaii Pacific Health Women's 10K and 5K Fun Run. Embrace a healthier lifestyle and enjoy a fun-filled day. Women of all ages and fitness levels are welcome to participate by running, walking, or jogging the course. And if you can't be there in person, virtual race options are available. Register today at hphwomen's10k.org.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Fun Factory can't make paying bills fun, and they can't make feeling sick fun. But they can make your next party fun with 4 locations in Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com to book today. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
Back here at Radford, ready for the opening tip-off, powered by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier. It's up and won by the home team, Radford Rams, and we are underway. Up top handling is Isaiah Harmon, the 6'1" senior guard, the leading scorer for the Rams this year at 15.5 points per game. Here he is pulling up from the mid-range, left it short, and the rebound taken by number 13, Thomas Tucker, the leading scorer for the Sea Riders. Just underway here at Radford. OIA West action between Waianae and Radford. Post feed down low to Thomas Tucker, and a whistle blows. Foul going to be called to push in the back by number 12, J.D. Dancel. The 5'7" wing picks up his first against the Rams, and it'll be Waianae baseline out of bounds. Inbound goes up top to Preston DeQuip. Man-to-man defense by Radford. DeQuip crosses on over, hands it on off now to Akana. Kahio Akana gives back to DeQuip. Post feed down low to Tucker, and Tucker going to be whistled for a travel. Turnover by Waianae on their first possession, and both teams empty to open up the night.
Yeah, tough move right there, but it's a close game right now. We're waiting on some buckets so far, but Waianae starts off with a press.
And with presses, you typically see teams employ those to speed up their opponent and try and get them to settle for shots, as you see one right here. A long two-pointer taken by Caleb Dizon, and offensive rebound taken by Radford. Here's Harmon pulling up from the mid-range, touches every part of the rim before rolling out, and Tucker with another board for the Sea Riders.
Yeah, it looks like Harmon likes that mid-range jump shot. He's taken 2 so far, hasn't got to go yet, but I feel like one's coming for him. That one almost went in.
Dizon into the corner, finds Nate Hartline. Pardon me. That's Malaki. Given on over to Kahio Akana. His three-point try goes off back iron. Rebound taken by Casey Sampayan. He goes behind the back, lost the dribble. Turnover forced by Waianae, and here come the Sea Riders. Pass down low and tipped and last off Preston DeQuip. So another turnover by Waianae. Quickly the other way comes J.D. Dancel, and Dancel's layup over front rim goes long. Rebound by Waianae, quickly tied up, and the jump ball called. Possession arrow favoring Waianae.
I'm liking the way that Waianae is playing right now. They're playing with a lot of energy. They're diving on loose balls. They're coming out in a press. Let's see if they can maintain this throughout the rest of the game.
And DeQuip dribbled it off his foot, so another turnover by the Sea Riders. Here's Harmon on the baseline, and before the shot, a whistle blows. There'll be a foul against Waianae. Xavier Malaki committing his first against the visiting Sea Riders. 2.5 minutes into action, still scoreless here at Radford. Inbound goes to Nate Hartline, who goes off glass for the game's first bucket. 2-0 your score. Radford leads Waianae.
Great OB right there. A little back screen action.
Walking it on over is Waianae. Malaki into Quip playing catch. Into the corner it goes, and Benaya Jury, baseline drive up and in, right back at you, says Waianae, and we're tied at 2. And a dunk attempt by Isaiah Harmon. Might not have gotten up quite high enough, but an offensive rebound by Radford. Second try by Harmon goes up and in, and you like to see that aggressive take by the 6'1" guard. Not afraid the first time, and certainly not afraid the second.
Definitely a fearless effort by Harmon right there.
Here's to Quip, right-hand drive. Picks up the dribble on the baseline, now skips across, finds Jury. Jury hands it on off to Malaki. Into the corner goes Akana, whose three-point try comes up short. Like you said, outlet pass ahead and a block at the rim. Nice job by Xavier Malaki getting back on defense, denying Caleb Dizon. And Waianae comes right back with a bucket as Thomas Tucker with short little floater from the baseline. Still that full court pressure by Waianae, forcing a turnover here and an opportunity for the Sea Riders to take a lead. Tucker to Akana on the baseline, puts it up and puts it in. The Sea Riders ahead for the first time tonight as we tick under 4 minutes to play in the first.
Yeah, this 1-2-2 press is giving Radford a couple of turnovers so far as they turn the ball again.
And we'll get a foul on the ground, so the continuation for Preston to Quip does not count. Baseline out of bounds for Waianae, but as you mentioned, this 1-2-2 pressure from the Sea Riders giving a lot of issues to Radford.
Yeah, the main thing you want to do if you're Radford, you want to get the ball in the middle and take your time. I've seen a lot of rush passes right now. The game's a little bit out of sorts right now. Hopefully they can get it to one of their guards and slow down the press right now.
And the Radford timeout will step aside as well as the Rams trail the Sea Riders 6-4 with 3:49 left to play here in the first quarter. You're listening to OIA Boys Basketball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Gather around, ladies, and join us Sunday, January 26th at Kapiolani Park for the Hawaii Pacific Health Women's 10K and 5K Fun Run. Embrace a healthier lifestyle and enjoy a fun-filled day. Women of all ages and fitness levels are welcome to participate by running, walking, or jogging the course. And if you can't be there in person, virtual race options are available. Register today at hphwomens10k.org.
At Fun Factory, we can't make traffic jams fun, and we can't make waiting in line fun, but we can make this weekend fun with 4 locations on Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com for more info. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Dizon knocks down the mid-range jumper to cut the lead in half. 8-6 now. Radford trails Waianae. 3 minutes left to play here in the first quarter of action. Paul Brecht Zorned on the call for this OIA West matchup. Whistle blows on the drive as Caleb Dizon will be whistled for the foul. It's the third against Radford here in this opening half of play. Inbound goes to Thomas Tucker, working against Nate Hartline, and Hartline going to be whistled for the foul.
Waianae is doing a really good job of taking their time, getting their ball into their leading scorer, Tucker, and he's just taking his time and getting it whatever he wants down low right now.
Thomas Tucker, a 6'2" junior, knocks down the first free throw. Came into this one averaging 11 points per game in OIA play. It's actually down a little bit for him overall. He's averaging 13 per game on the year, as a 2-for-2 trip at the foul line makes it a 4-point lead once again for Waianae. And stepping out of bounds is Isaiah Harmon. And turnover by Radford. This press continues to prove effective for the Sea Riders.
Wow.
Quickly into the front court goes Waianae, and a wide open layup for Jansen Boutte, who just checked in for the first time. And now Waianae has doubled up Radford 12-6 with 2.5 left here in the first quarter.
Man, that sideline play was an old play we used to run at Kapolei. I see Coach Kilborn took some notes from Coach Ellison. That was the sideline. We used to call that play sideline. It would get them every time because everybody just lines up right next to the player. You can sneak them by and get a quick layup.
Wide open layup right there for Waianae. You mentioned it, David Kilborn in his third season as the head man for the Sea Riders, and a double dribble going to be called against Radford. Another turnover by the Rams, and this defense suffocating right now by Waianae.
Yeah, definitely. Waianae's for sure. As they try to get him again on the same play, but it doesn't work.
Ball batted at the sideline, a steal for Radford. Wild shot there by Dizon. Gets his own miss, though. Another opportunity now for Radford. Harmon traveled over on the right wing, didn't put the ball down first before he started his movement. And once again, stop me if you've heard these words before, another turnover by Radford.
Yeah, Radford gets it right back.
And Dizon can't get the right-handed layup to drop. In comes Harmon flying in, tries to muscle his way up with another layup, and instead tosses it out of bounds. Just some sloppy offense right now by Radford, and luckily for them, their defense holding Waianae just to 12 points. Now a wide open skip ahead to Thomas Tucker.
Good idea there.
Just out of the reach of Tucker as Waianae trying to rival Radford with their turnovers, it seems, in this opening quarter.
Yeah, I feel like Harmon needs to just settle down just a little bit. We know he's probably the top player on their team. He just needs to settle down and let the game come to him as he goes up for a tough layup and doesn't get a call. Struggling here early on right now.
As you mentioned, goes into some contact into the chest of a Waianae defender, and layup bounces on out and the ball batted out. And another tip and steal by Radford out of their own press as Andre Corpuz tips it, steals it away, and gives it off to Casey Sampayan. And now Waianae needs a timeout of their own. As mentioned it before, head coach David Kilborn has seen enough. We'll keep it on here. As so far, Zor, you're seeing a lot of opportunities near the rim for both teams.
Yes.
And part of that because of the turnovers. When you're in these coaching huddles right here, what is your message to the guys when they're maybe playing just a little bit too fast and you see all these turnovers?
Yeah, the biggest thing is you want to play at your tempo. I feel like Waianae's, their big thing is they want to speed the game up as they've been pressing the whole game. For Radford, you just need to get the ball in the middle. And once you get across half court, that 1-2-2 press is very top-heavy. I feel like once you get the ball across half court, you can get into your sets and then let the pressure die down a little bit. They're not really even getting into the shot clock much. You got 35 seconds to score. They've been rushing basically all their possessions right now. I feel like if they slow down just a little bit, they'll be able to get a better flow of offense.
That's some pretty good advice, and it goes back to what we were saying before. The full court press in general is kind of designed just to speed you up, speed the other team up, make them settle, make them force the hand just a little bit, and that's kind of what we've seen from both sides as we're back to live action. Pitch ahead pass caught by Thomas Tucker, and
great
some nice
hands
hustle
by
back.
Harmon.
Isaiah Harmon on the hustle, knocks it out of bounds. It'll remain with Waianae with 29 on the shot clock, but goes back to what you said before, a lot of early shot clock attempts by both sides, and sometimes it's better to just show a little bit of patience. Here's a three-point try by DeQuip. That one bounces off back iron, no good. Ball fought for and won by Andre Corpuz, and quickly comes Radford as Caleb Dizon going to be whistled for a travel. He can't believe the call, but seemed like a pretty good one from where we're sitting.
Coach is livid right now. He wanted the player to go to the basket right there. Instead of he stopped at mid-range, trying to get a contested two.
Almost coming up with a steal in the backcourt was Radford. Instead, it's Waianae with an
great
opportunity
block
in
by
the front
Harmon.
court. Harmon with another block. Isaac Vieira. Good hustle back there by Radford's leading scorer. Gives him another opportunity, but directly to the cup goes number 3, Jansen Bataille.
It's a great take by Bataille.
Skip pass ahead to Harmon,
There we
who's
go,
open
Harmon.
for the layup. Got it and one. He'll head to the line for one more as Isaiah Harmon finally on the board for Radford with a layup in transition.
It's a great, easy layup right there for him to get. Maybe that'll give him some confidence going into the second quarter.
Harmon, a 6'1" guard. Senior on the year, shooting 65% from the foul line. Can't get that one as it rolls around and out. Thomas Tucker comes up with the board, and Waianae with an opportunity to hold for one.
Yeah, if I'm Waianae, I'm getting the last shot right here. Maybe a quick drive and dump off to Tucker. Seems like that's been working so far this half.
Playing catch at the top are a couple of Waianae guards. Kicked over to the right wing to number 3, Jansen Bote. Up top, number 2, Malaki. Bote will put it up from the right wing, and that one off back iron, no good. Harmon's try off back iron, although came after the buzzer. And that'll end your first quarter as Radford trails Waianae 14-10 after a quarter of play. Don't go too far. You're listening to OIA Boys Basketball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalu'opolena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Fun Factory can't make taking tests fun, and they can't make homework fun, but they can make good grades fun. Upload your report card and turn in your A's, B's, M's, and MP's into game tokens. Visit funfactorygames.com/honor-roll.
Back here in Jim Allegra Gymnasium, where Radford trails Waianae 14-10 after one quarter of play. Paul Brecht Zorned on scene to bring you all the action of tonight's OIA clash, as Waianae looking to snap a 6-game losing streak coming into tonight. Radford trying to keep their 2-game winning streak alive. So far, a fun quarter of action between the two squads. Want to take this opportunity to remind you that Hawaii Sports Radio Network is partnered with Scoring Live to bring you the best overall coverage of high school sports in the state. Visit scoringlive.com for live scores and stats, photos, league schedules, and more, including for this one right here. You can get the points for who's leading, who's not, and who's trying to get it going still, as another turnover by Radford to begin this second quarter of play. Waianae gets it in and is quickly fouled. Goes against Caleb Dezan. It's the first of this second period. Reset after first quarter. Inbound goes to number 12. That's Preston DeQuip, and DeQuip quickly fouled. 2 quick team fouls against Radford just 13 seconds into this second quarter. Still full court man pressure shown by Radford. Double team immediately on the inbound. DeQuip finds a wide open Tucker in the front court. Nice hustle back, and another block by Harmon.
Wow.
Third try will go down by Preston DeQuip, but a couple of nice defensive plays by Radford to deny Waianae at first. 16-10 now, the Sea Riders lead the Rams, and ball touched last by Waianae, as it looked like Andre Corpuz was looking for Isaiah Harmon in transition, and Sea Riders just getting back once again to get a finger on it.
Yeah, the thing about that 1-2-2 press, it's designed to make you think that the sideline is open, but the real soft spot is the middle of the press. Radford's been trying to get up the sideline. They've stepped out of bounds a couple times as Harmon goes up for another shot. No good. Waianae with the rebound right now, pushing it. Give it up.
And like you mentioned, in transition, after each miss quickly goes Waianae. Radford trying to do the same, as another miss by the Sea Riders, taken by Radford's number 10, Casey Sampagnon. And we'll get another foul, this time against Waianae. It's a first against the Sea Riders here in this second quarter. 3 whistles in the first minute of action. Harmon goes into the backcourt to get it, as Radford looks for their first points here in the second quarter. 6-point lead for the visiting Waianae Sea Riders over Radford. Radford coming into this game at 7-8 overall, 2-3 in conference play. Sampayan.
Oh, that's got to be a foul.
And it is a foul on the ground, though, so it'll be Rams basketball on the baseline as Sampayan goes crashing to the floor. Landon Lee will take it on out, lobs it up for Harmon. Harmon's jumper from inside the paint goes off back iron, and Isaac Vieira secures the miss. Minute and a half into this second quarter, Waianae with a bucket, Radford without one. A 6-point lead for the visitors, as now number 2, Xavier Malaki, stepped out of bounds before he made his move. Another turnover by Waianae, and some more sloppy basketball in this first half. It's typically the type of action you do see when teams pressure on both sides, as all the way to the cup goes Landon Lee. The sophomore guard goes up against the taller Thomas Tucker and lays it in with the offhand. And first bucket of this second quarter now for Radford, cuts it down to a 4-point deficit.
Yeah, great fearless take by Lee right there.
Right-handed drive by Vieira. Batted away, now secures it once again.
Oh, wow.
And he tried to go up through a couple of defenders, blocked away. Pass ahead, saved by Lee, gets it back to Harmon, and an acrobatic layup by Harmon goes down. He's got 4, and now Waianae's lead has been cut down to 2. Handling is Butai. Butai kicks it on out. 3-point try here by Lynx Panui. Goes off iron. Rebound taken by Harmon. Bounce pass down low. Left-handed layup by Corpuz is too strong. And Isaac Vieira comes out of the pack with a miss.
It's a good find by Harmon right there. 9 times out of 10, that layup's going in.
And Harmon came down trying to strip Vieira, and instead it gets whistled for the foul. Harmon disagrees with the call. Doesn't matter, as it's the 3rd against Radford here. Results in free throws for Isaac Vieira, the 6'1" forward.
Yeah. The good thing about Harmon, man, you could tell he's playing hard. He's got his hand on his knees right now. He looks exhausted, but he's still playing hard. He's got about 3 blocks right now. Shot's not falling, but when you're the best player on your team, you got to show your teammates that you're willing to do whatever it takes to win.
I was going to ask you, as the first free throw goes off back iron for Vieira, when it does come to a team's best player, how important is it that they are just as high effort defensively as on the offensive side? Because we've seen Hartman clearly talented, has a bevy of moves in his bag as the second free throw goes down. But also, that doesn't matter if you can't get stops and do your part on the other end, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's a big part, showing your buy-in. If you're not just out there just trying to score, if you're really out there committed on the defensive end, it helps create buy-in for your teammates. Even if you're having a tough game, they'll still, go to battle for you because they see that you're giving a lot of effort on the defensive end as well.
Hop step by Nate Hartline caused the ball to become dislodged, goes out of bounds for another turnover by Radford, as both sides continuing to not value the basketball here in this first half. DeQuip skips it ahead to Benaya Jury. Jury gets it over to Vieira on the left side. And now Vieira, shot fake from the left corner, a couple of dribbles, takes it into the paint, and before the shot, he traveled. Another turnover by Waianae, and both sides just continuing to trade miscues at this point. It's not even missed shots, it's just mistakes.
Yeah, hopefully at halftime the coaches will have some adjustments for them. I feel like the big thing is once you get past the front, these are 2 front-heavy presses. Once you get past that, there's a lot of open lanes for layups.
And a 3-point try here by Casey Sampayan. Walked right into it and goes off back iron. Icy cold shooting by both sides continues here in the second quarter. Drive by Preston DeQuip, cut off by Radford. Kicks it back out for Butai, and Butai had it knocked off his knee last. Nice sleight of hand there by Radford to force another turnover, and it'll go to the Rams. 4:15 remaining here in the first half. 17-14 your score. Radford trails Waianae here on the campus of Radford. Now looking a little more to the middle are the Rams as they easily break the pressure from Waianae this time. Sapian will call out the offense with 20 on the shot clock. He gets it up top to J.D. Dancel. Dancel gives to Corpuz. Corpuz off to Lee, and Landon Lee lays it in with the right hand. 4 points for the sophomore.
Great minutes from Landon Lee so far.
Sophomore on varsity trying his best to give a spark to the Rams here at home against Waianae, and an offensive foul going to be called against Preston DeQuip. Pushed off with the left arm before he put up the floater, and the officials all over it. So turnover and a foul in that one, a double whammy for Waianae. Ball immediately goes into the middle to Andre Corpuz once again. Skipped ahead to Harmon, who goes high off glass. Can't get the layup to drop, but he was hit on the way up. So Isaiah Harmon heads to the line for the second time tonight, looking to convert on a pair.
Yeah, it seems like Radford, in the timeout, they figured out a way to get past this 1-2-2 press, get the ball to the middle, and have Harmon leak out. It's been good for them so far.
First free throw drops for Isaiah Harmon. Back into the game for Waianae comes Thomas Tucker. Also back in for Radford is Nate Hartline. Hartline, the 6'3" sophomore. A little bit of size on both sides. Second free throw by Harmon rolls on through. Perfect trip to the line right there by the senior. And all of a sudden, Radford leads by one, 18-17, with 3:28 left in this second quarter. Right-hand pound dribble into the front court goes Jansen Butai, and Butai will get bumped. Caleb Dyson whistled for the infraction, fourth against Radford. Back in comes Casey Sampayan. Sampayan, a little bit of everything guy for Radford. Inbounds. Here's Butai. Feed down low to Thomas Tucker. Adjusts in the air and puts it in. Thomas Tucker has had a few nifty finishes tonight for Waianae. Puts the Sea Riders back ahead 19-18.
Yeah, the drop-offs of Tucker have been really successful right now. Right now, Radford's helping up with their big, and they're leaving Tucker wide open for these layups.
Sampayan. Right-hand drive, kick out into the corner for Lee. One-handed dribble, pulls up from the mid-range, and Landon Lee's got 6 points here in the second quarter. Back ahead is Radford as the sophomore given a big boost off the bench.
Yes, Landon came ready to play.
Left-hand drive into the paint, kick out to DeQuip. One more pass into the corner for three, and knocks it down. Herman Ellis, his first bucket of the night. A big one, a three-pointer, putting back ahead Waianae 22-20 as we have 2.5 left before the break. Sampignon controls, double comes, gives it off to Landon Lee, fires over to the right side to Andre Corpuz, looking to answer with a three-pointer of his own. That one no good. Harmon's putback no good. Third try by Hartline is off the mark, and Harmon comes out of the pack. A fourth opportunity now for Radford as they reset with a fresh shot clock. Lee up top to Sampignon, gives off to Harmon. Harmon right-hand drive all the way to the rim, can't get the layup to go, but was hit on the way, so he'll head back to the line looking for two more as number 14, Benaya Jury, picks up another foul. It's the fifth against Waianae here in the second quarter, and Radford will be shooting the rest of the way.
You know, the thing about these road games, especially in high school, you need everybody, and I can hear Waianae's JV team is really involved in this game, really trying to help their varsity rack a win. They're chanting defense. They're screaming boom after every three. Love to see that.
It's important. It's about culture, right, when it comes to programs, and you need guys who are engaged, not just on your bench, but on the bench that's watching you, trying to come up and help out as Harmon's first free throw falls short. 1:54 remaining here in the first half. Waianae holding on to a slim 2-point lead, 22-20 over Radford. Second free throw goes off back iron for Harmon. A empty trip there, and a nice job by Nate Hartline jumping the pass, but couldn't secure the steal. Stepped out of bounds trying to get it, so it'll stay with Waianae.
Good effort from Hartline right there. Expect Waianae to go back to this sideline play.
And they do exactly that. The line play as Jury sprints into the front court, puts up the right-handed layup and left it short. Nice job by Radford getting back in transition. Quickly the other way comes Landon Lee. He'll give to Casey Sampagnon. Payan.
Good move.
Steps through and had it blocked. Ball being fought for, and Benaya Jury comes out of the pack with it. And a quick timeout called by David Kilborn. Heads up there by the third-year head coach. And the Sea Riders will have it with 1:26 remaining here in the second quarter. And Zor, while both teams have struggled with turnovers, you start to see both sides having a bit more of a counter in this second quarter. You mentioned it. Radford looking a little more calm against the full court pressure from Waianae, and Waianae very clearly finding success with their sideline out of bounds plays.
Yeah, it's been a back and forth game so far, as a 2-point game right now. I feel like the key thing for Waianae, actually the key thing for both teams, you just got to get past the first level of this press. I feel like they've had, we've seen Waianae get Tucker a couple easy layups after him leaking out a couple times, and Harmon with the same thing. I feel like the biggest thing right now is just handling the first wave of pressure. After that, there's easy buckets to be found.
Both teams exit the huddle. While we wait for play to resume, want to take this opportunity to remind you that OIA Sports on HSRN is brought to you in part by Hawaii Pacific Health. Hawaii Pacific Health takes the team approach to providing the expert care you need when and where you need it. Together, we are creating a healthier Hawaii. Biggest healthy thing so far tonight, a healthy helping of turnovers for both sides, as we've got a 2-point game with under 90 seconds left in this first half. The defense playing the biggest role for each team. Over on the right side is Xavier Malaki. Gives back up to DeQuip. DeQuip feeds down low to Thomas Tucker, and Tucker gets it tipped away, stolen by Nate Hartline. Nice sleight of hand there by the sophomore, and here comes Radford. Pulling up from the left elbow is Landon Lee. He can't get it to go, and Isaiah Harmon comes crashing in for the rebound, and perhaps a little bit too hard. He'll be whistled for the over-the-back foul. And it's the 5th against Radford. Results in free throws now for Waianae as we're under a minute left in this second quarter.
Paul, what are your thoughts on this 1-and-1 rule being changed?
It's a good question. I personally am incredibly against it. I think the 1-and-1 bonus is a strategy part of the game, and I think it is fine to make a team earn a double bonus a little bit more. Also, I feel it slows the game down a little bit. I understand it at times, but as a guy who's a little bit more old school, I guess, I prefer to have 1-and-1.
No, I'm right there with you. It provides the pressure of high school and college sports. When you take that away, it's like, it makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, these aren't NBA players either. I wish it was 1-and-1. Nonetheless, a 1-for-2 trip there for Waianae, and Harmon looked like he was met at the summit, but instead it'll be a foul. Benaya Jury, David Kilborn and Waianae can't believe it, but instead of clean block for the Sea Riders, it'll be 2 free throws for the Rams as Isaiah Harmon back to the line for the 6th and 7th time here in the first half.
Yeah, as you see, Harmon's he's taking the coaching really well, and he's just getting to the basket, trying to get some easy buckets at the free throw line right now. Get him back in rhythm. Hopefully the second half he can have a strong performance.
First free throw rolls around and out. 3 straight misses now at the charity stripe for the senior guard.
But as we were talking about with these rule changes, if I were to change any rule in high school sports, it would be you could advance the ball. I feel like that's a rule. I like that rule in college, in women's basketball. I think that should be a rule everywhere. You should be able to advance the ball, especially late game.
I'm a big fan of that call as the second free throw goes down for Harmon, makes it 23-21, and now the ball tossed away. Akana was looking for it to Kip, and Harmon comes up with it. Radford with an opportunity to hold for one. That looks like what they'll do with 20 left on the game clock before the half. It's Casey Sampagnon, calling the offense out.
I'm expecting Radford to go to Harmon right now, which they do.
Harmon kicks over to the right side. Sempion drops it off to Hartline. And Nate Hartline is fouled on the way up with 2.5 seconds left in this second quarter. And the sophomore forward will head to the line for the first time tonight, looking to try and tie this game down by 2. No fouls to give for either side. Hartline's first free throw comes up short. He'll get one more. Radford trailing 23-21 to the visiting Waianae Sea Riders. Second free throw by Hartline hits off back iron, rebound tapped and won by Preston DeQuip. And that's how your first half will end, as Waianae takes a slim 2-point advantage into the locker rooms. 23-21 your score. Plenty to break down, plenty still to be figured out. You won't want to go too far. You're listening to OIA Boys Basketball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Gather around, ladies, and join us Sunday, January 26th at Kapiolani Park for the Hawaii Pacific Health Women's 10K and 5K Fun Run. Embrace a healthier lifestyle and enjoy a fun-filled day. Women of all ages and fitness levels are welcome to participate by running, walking, or jogging the course. And if you can't be there in person, virtual race options are available. Register today at hphwomen's10k.org.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Fun Factory can't make paying bills fun, and they can't make feeling sick fun. But they can make your next party fun with 4 locations in Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com to book today. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the HHSAA and the Hawaii Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association.
The Hawaii Sports Radio Network is your home for the Los Angeles Clippers. Listen to every game of the regular season on HSRN 95.1 FM and AM 760. Visit hawaiisportsradio.com for full broadcast schedule.
Aloha, beautiful people. Wake up in the den with me, Kule Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings at 8, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
Sports allow us to play, learn, and grow. But there's something more important than victory. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe every athlete deserves to be safe. Safe from abuse and misconduct on and off the field. We equip athletes, parents, coaches, and others with the right education to recognize, prevent, and respond to harmful behavior. Join the movement to champion respect and end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Back here at Radford High School, where the Rams trail the visiting Waianae Sea Riders 23-21. Paul Brecht, Zor, Ned on hand to bring you all the action of tonight's OIA clash. And Zor, the story of the first half, I mean, it's nothing more than just turnovers. It's hard to talk about anything other than that. And part of it is because of some really quality defense by both sides, active hands there communicating, but some of it also just self-inflicted errors, and those are the bigger ones that you want to clean up here in the second half.
Yeah, the unforced turnovers, the steps out of bounds, trying to dribble into 2 people, those are always something that coaches try and get away from when coaching on how to break the press. I mean, I feel like Radford's done a great job. Once they started to finally get the ball in the middle, they've been able to break their press a little bit better. And Waianae, it's just handling the first quick trap and getting it all the way down to Tucker for a wide-open layup has been their formula for them. So hopefully we can get some cleaner basketball in the second half. But these two teams are desperate for a win. I think Waianae is really playing hard. You could tell, the whole JV team is real active in the crowd right now. So I feel like it's going to be a good second half.
Excited for the second half. You bring it up. Both of these teams seem desperate for a win is a fair way to put it. Waianae comes in on a 6-game losing streak. And then on the other side for Radford, an opportunity to get to 500 tonight in league play. And after what has been kind of an up and down year. So both sides with plenty to gain and certainly plenty to still lose here tonight. Looking at the stats as you're tuned in to the halftime report brought to you by Fun Factory. Become a Fun Factory VIP when you accumulate $100 or more spent at your favorite Fun Factory location. You'll receive VIP bragging rights plus discount pricing on games, loss protection, exclusive promotions, and more. Visit funfactorygames.com for more info. Certainly having fun in that first half was Thomas Tucker leading the way for Waianae. He's got 8 points at the break. Right behind him, Preston DeQuip with 4, and then Kaheo Akana with 2 points himself. Those are your top 3 for the visitors. Over on the other side, we've said his name pretty much all night. Isaiah Harmon, the offense runs through him for Radford, and it certainly did that through the first half. He's got 9 points to lead all scorers, but just 3 of 7 from the charity stripe. Certainly would like to see that number improve in the second half, but off the bench is Landon Lee, 6 points for the sophomore. 5'7". He's not physically imposing by any stretch of the imagination, but man, he plays quality basketball out there and certainly adding a lift to help out Isaiah Harmon's scoring.
Yeah, he definitely came in, especially in that second quarter, real fearless. I feel like he's dribbling with the purpose. Everything that he's doing is with the purpose, and he's getting some buckets right now. Hopefully he can put together 2 halves. I know it's tough as a sophomore. You're maybe not used to having certain minutes like that, but they're going to need him in the second half for sure.
And the second half coming on up on the other side of this break as Waianae looking to snap a 6-game losing streak against Radford, a quality Radford team at that. You won't want to miss any of the action, like I mentioned, on the other side of this break. Don't go too far. You're listening to OIA Boys Basketball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalu'opolena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Oh, brah, in a crunch, Timmy T's makes you lunch.
Fast and fresh sandwiches made with Aloha, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit timmytees.com to order online.
At Fun Factory, we can't make traffic jams fun, and we can't make waiting in line fun, but we can make this weekend fun with 4 locations on Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com for more info. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Hawaii at highschoolofficials.com.
Aloha, beautiful people. Wake up in the den with me, Kule Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings at 8, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
Second half soon to come as Radford trails Waianae 23-21 at half. Paul Brecht, Zorned bringing you the action of tonight's OIA matchup, and certainly been a clash of two defensive-minded teams thus far, and both sides a healthy amount of shots, a healthy amount of turnovers, and certainly not enough scoring, though, as you see 23-21 your score as we await the third quarter. And I do want to take this time and mention a couple of guys not dressed tonight for Radford. Chauncey Galloway and Luke Barner each out. And Barner, a big loss in a couple of ways, where he is certainly a part of the squad in the rotation. He's also a 6'4" junior. That type of size certainly would help against Thomas Tucker over on the other side here tonight, and just help in general, slow things down perhaps, and give a hub for Radford without his services here tonight. And that Sports Injury Report is brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. Buzzer sounds to signal the end of halftime, in the third quarter just about ready to go, as Radford looking to keep their winning streak alive. 2 straight victories for the Rams entering tonight, and trying to protect their home court as well, but Waianae certainly not making things easy. Kahio Akana gets the inbound, and once again that pressure in the backcourt from Radford that we saw as bodies collide over on the far sideline. It's going to be J.D. Dancel going directly into the body of number 2, Xavier Malaki, and certainly looked more like football season than basketball season. Both sides getting up and giving each other a high five. Good sportsmanship all around, though. Fresh 35 on the shot clock for Waianae now, just underway here in the third quarter. The Sea Riders leading the Radford Rams 23-21. Up top controlling is Malaki, and he tosses away once again. A steal by Casey Sempayan. Sempayan gives to Harmon. Harmon up top to Andre Corpuz. Corpuz to Lee. Back up top to Harmon. Ball swung around the arc into the corner to Andre Corpuz. Corpuz trying to drop it on off for Hartline. He couldn't handle it first, and Hartline kicked it out for Isaiah Harmon's three-pointer. Harmon can't get the three-pointer to drop, but he's fouled, so he'll head to the line for 3 free throws, and now an opportunity to work on that percentage, kind of like we just mentioned during halftime.
Yes, these are key free throws, especially these 3 giving Radford the lead right now. He's got to lock in.
4 of 7 from the charity stripe in the opening 16 minutes. Make it 4 of 8 now on the game, as Harmon's free throw goes off back iron. He'll still have 2 more.
A lot of times free throw is a mental game, man. You miss a couple that you're not used to missing. It just opens up a flurry as he misses another one.
That's 5 straight misses at the charity stripe for Harmon. Entered the night shooting it at over 65%. 0 for 3 Harmon goes, and Waianae comes up a little bit lucky right there, still to have the lead. A hard drive by DeQuip into 3 defenders, and a nice job there by the Rams to get a hand on the ball. Jump ball called. Possession arrow favors Radford, and a turnover for Waianae. Inbounded to Landon Lee. Lee over on the far side. Tried to tip it into the middle. A nice job there by Xavier Malaki to get a hand on it and steal it away. A turnover in the front court. And now Waianae will go again. Akana tries the left wing 3. That one bounces off.
Probably the first mistake we've seen out of Lee right now. This game. Sophomore. He's been playing really confident. He's been making great decisions. Just a tough look right there.
Tried to force it a little bit, and that one right there also tried to force by Casey Sampignon. Kickball violation called against Waianae, so shot clock is reset. Just over a minute into action at a halftime. Waianae still leads Radford 23-21. Paul Brecht Zorned on the call, bringing you all the action here tonight, as post feed down low to Hartline is tipped back to Landon Lee. Lee, couple of dribbles, drives and gives it to Andre Corpuz, and Corpuz tried to feed Nate Hartline down on the baseline, and instead goes off Hartline last. It'll be a turnover for Radford. Both sides still scoreless to begin this third quarter. Xavier Malaki calling out the offense. Ball goes into the right corner for Preston DeQuip. DeQuip, jab step, given up top to Keahu Akana. Akana gives up top to Malaki. Malaki over to the right side to DeQuip. Post feed down low to Thomas Tucker. Double team comes. Tucker tried to put it on the ground, and luckily for him, was knocked off a Radford Ram last. But we've seen that a few times tonight, Zor. The taller, the 6'3" or 6'2", I guess, Thomas Tucker, bringing the ball down to where these pesky guards can get their hands in and get their hands in the cookie jar all night. They have.
Yeah, they definitely teach you in these practices to keep it high.
Tucker gets the inbound with 5 on the shot clock, kicks it out. Preston DeQuip's three-pointer is too strong. Offensive rebound taken by Akana. Put back, rolls around the rim and off. Nate Hartline comes up with the miss. About 2.5 minutes into action here in this third quarter. Scoreless to begin. Still a 2-point lead for Waianae. Isaiah Harmon working through a few defenders, skips it across, extra pass into the corner. 3-point try by Andre Carpuz is too strong, and Waianae comes up with a miss. DeQuip handles it up top. With 25 on the shot clock, he'll give into the corner. Here's Xavier Malaki. Feeds down low to Thomas Tucker. Tucker takes a pound dribble across the lane, puts it up with the right hook, can't get it to go. Second try is no good, and Jury comes out of the pack with a miss. Ball still being fought for, and finally won by Radford. Ball tossed ahead. A lot of contact there between Isaiah Harmon and a Waianae defender. No call, and a turnover for Radford. Here's Tucker across the lane. His right-handed layup is no good. Both sides still just struggling. A lid on both rims. Bounce pass down low, and Keahu Akana, finally gets the scoring started in this second half. Nate Hartline tosses it away. And right now it seems like Radford just needs a timeout to collect themselves, as the Rams nearly turn it over in the backcourt once again. Thomas Tucker heads to the bench. It's a much-needed breather in a forensic pace. Frentic. Here's Sampion all the way to the rim, up and in. Casey Sampion with the offhand, and now Radford on the board in this second half, and a 2-point game once again.
We're 3 quarters in, and I'm not sure which pace, which faster pace suits what team better.
Three-point try from straight away by Malaki is no good. Offensive rebound by Isaac Vieira. Gives to Akana, back out to Vieira. Right-hand drive into the paint, kicks it out. Here's Preston DeQuip, right-handed three. He got it to go. Preston DeQuip drilling it from the right wing. The first three-pointer of this second half, and it's a 5-point lead for the Sea Riders.
DeQuip, one of their better three-point shooters. Another turnover by Radford.
Harmon tossed it away. Layup by DeQuip, too strong off glass. Nice job by Harmon to get back. And Harmon going to get bumped.
Oh, that won't be good.
And we'll get a technical foul going to be called, believe, against Isaiah Harmon after the play, as Harmon stepped over the defender who got in his way on the floor, almost Allen Iverson style, and the official all over it. A technical foul called, so a block against Waianae, a technical against Radford.
You know, that wasn't even Allen Iverson. That was giving me Draymond Green and LeBron James flashbacks right there, but Harmon's got to keep his cool. He's been getting a little bit of calls that haven't been gone his way. I know he's frustrated that he hasn't been making free throws so far, but this team needs him for the second half to be in this game. You can't get another technical foul. A technical foul in high school, that's another foul as well. So that's a double whammy right there.
As you mentioned, the technical foul goes down as both a personal foul and a team foul. Extras for Radford. Not what you want, as now 2 team fouls against the Rams in this third. First free throw was off the mark for Benaya Jury, and the second one rolls off the rim as well. So luckily for Isaiah Harmon and Radford, the technical foul doesn't seem like it'll come back and cost them, at least in terms of points, as the lead stays at 5 for Waianae with 3:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Kahio Okana inbounds it up top to Preston DeKip. Kip back to Okana in the left corner, back up top to DeKip. Handed on off to Jansen Butai. Into the corner for Jury. Drives Preston DeQuip, and his right-handed layup goes off the bottom of the rim, rebounded by Andre Corpuz. And here comes Radford. Isaiah Harmon step-through move, left-handed layup off the mark, but whistle blows as Harmon finally gets that whistle he had been looking for.
Yeah, moment of truth time right here. Let's see if he can calm down and sink two.
Mentioned it before, it seems like the senior guard just allowing the pace to start to speed him up as well. You can see clear signs of an excellent player as that free throw rolls on through, and finally Harmon snaps the free throw drought. But you can see clear signs of an excellent player in there, and he's got the moves, he's got the handle, he's got the shot, and that's something else where you see with free throw shooting, if you can't typically get them to fall, you can look at the mechanics. That's not necessarily the case here with Isaiah Harmon.
This is a tough night for him so far. But one thing about him, he's definitely in incredible shape. He's played the entire game. Again, with 3 fouls right now, he's got to be smart on the defensive end, not to pick up another foul, because the team's going to need him coming down the stretch in this in the three-point game.
2-for-2 trip there for Harmon as he's into double figures now. Thomas Tucker on the baseline, double teamed, and a foul going to be called.
If I'm 23, I'm raising my hand right now to take the foul.
And that's the right call, and he didn't. Instead, the foul goes against Harmon, which is going to send the leading scorer for Radford to the bench. And now the ball is in. A lot of confusion here. The officials not on the same page. A substitution trying to be made by Radford, as after the 4th foul, immediately Isaiah Harmon started to head to the bench. And the officials won't grant the substitution. So instead, Harmon will stay in with foul trouble. And instead, Radford will call timeout to get the substitution in. A smart timeout by Travis Armstrong. We'll step aside as well, trying to sort this all out. 28-25 your score. Waianae leading Radford with 2:35 left to play here in the third. You're listening to OIA Boys Basketball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Gather round, ladies, and join us Sunday, January 26th at Kapiolani Park for the Hawaii Pacific Health Women's 10K and 5K Fun Run. Embrace a healthier lifestyle and enjoy a fun-filled day. Women of all ages and fitness levels are welcome to participate by running, walking, or jogging the course. And if you can't be there in person, virtual race options are available. Register today at hphwomen's10k.org.
Fun Factory can't make taking tests fun, and they can't make homework fun, but they can make good grades fun. Upload your report card and turn in your A's, B's, M's, and MPs into game tokens. Visit funfactorygames.com/honor-roll.
Your home for USC Trojans football. KGU AM K236CR Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Quickly back to action, and an offensive foul going to be called against Isaac Vieira as he bowled over, looked like Caleb Dizon. And a nice job by the senior guard, Dizon, to give up his body, force a turnover, and get the ball back for Radford, trailing by 3 with 2.5 minutes left in the third. Been some frantic action ever since halftime ended, and honestly, some frantic action all night. Nonetheless, a competitive, entertaining game here. Waianae still in that 1-2-2 press. Radford easily breaks it. Over on the left side, pulling up inside the paint is J.D. Dancel. And a nice job there by the 5'7" senior. Slow it down just a little bit, but still not allow the defense to set up for Waianae. Makes it a 1-point game.
Yeah, great pace there.
Here's Jansen Butai. Butai over to Preston DeQuip. DeQuip playing in catch with Akana. Back over to Jansen Butai on the right wing. Butai looking, Finds Thomas Tucker on the baseline, kick into the corner. Here's Akana for three. That one nothing but air, rebounded by Sampayan. Pass ahead with one hand is J.D. Dancel, and we'll get an out-of-bounds call last off Waianae, and that one a little bit of a makeup as a lot of contact, sending Caleb Dazan to the floor. Instead of a foul being called, it's just Radford basketball, a fresh 35 for some reason on the shot clock. Baseline out of bounds. Sampayan looking for the inbounds, tosses it over the head of Dancel. Stolen away by Butai, and Butai lays it up and in. Good hustle by the junior. And back up to a three-point advantage for the Sea Riders with a minute and a half left in the third. Bounce pass down low to Hartline, goes off glass, can't get the layup to drop. Rebounded by Malaki, and Waianae quickly the other way in transition. Preston DeQuip cut off on the baseline, post feed down low to Thomas Tucker. Tucker dribbles through a double team, kicks it out. Here's DeQuip from the right wing. Three-pointer rattles around and out, and comes up with the rebound, Nate Hartline, and quickly is fouled.
With Harmon out right now, it's going to be interesting to see where Radford goes for their scoring. If I were the coach, I would probably try and get back in Landon just to get a little bit of more scoring. He's probably their second leading scorer right now, but we gotta get some good actions going right now for Radford.
You mentioned it, Landon Lee, the second leading scorer on the night for Radford with 6 points off the bench. Good news, though, for the Rams, that foul after the rebound is the fifth against Waianae, and much to our dismay, there is no 1-and-1 anymore. It is immediately the double shot bonus, sending Nate Hartline to the line. And just perfect first for Hartline.
Going back to what and as Lee checks in right now, going back to what I was saying a little bit before the break, if I'm Hartline, and I know one of my best players is in foul trouble, I'm raising my hand if I'm even remotely close to the area where he fouled somebody and I'm taking a foul. So he stays in the game. Unfortunately, he didn't, and now Hartman has 4. We'll see what happens as there's almost 50 seconds left in the third quarter.
Hard right-handed drive by Jansen Butai gets the whistle. He'll head to the line for a pair. And kind of on the point that you mentioned with Hartline, more veteran players perhaps know to do that. Just a sophomore at 6'3", incredibly talented and incredibly high ceiling for Radford, but certainly more to learn as his journey in basketball goes, and a good teaching moment nonetheless for him.
Yeah, definitely a good teaching moment. Something you learn as you keep playing the game in years to come.
First free throw goes off back iron for Butai. Second one, same result, and Casey Sampayan comes up with the rebound and then quickly tosses it away. Preston DeQuip comes up with a steal into the right corner for Butai. Butai, shot fake, now goes up with it, blocked away by Hartline. No-look feed right there by Dancel. Ahead to Lee, and Landon Lee lays it up with the left hand and goes on through. 31-30. Radford back ahead with less than 30 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Here's Butai from the right corner, gets it ripped away, stolen by Radford, and the Rams ending the quarter in a flurry. Here's Landon Lee, quickly in transition, drops it off. Casey Sampayan puts it up, and the layup drops, but before the shot, a foul will be called.
I'm sorry, but how? I mean, okay, it's double bonus. I can't be mad about it. It's okay. But how is that not an and one?
It still results in free throws, but I also hear and agree with your frustration. Certainly, Sampayan,
he definitely
going on up and started his shooting motion nonetheless. He'll head to the line for 2, knocks in the first free throw.
I'm not one to normally complain about refs, but they got to get better with that.
It has certainly been tough deciding and deciphering what is a shooting foul and what isn't tonight, as the second free throw goes through. A perfect trip by Casey Sampayan, and it's a 3-point lead for Radford. Going to get a timeout from Waianae as head coach David Kilborn not pleased with his team over this final minute. We'll keep it on here as both sides have started to actually slow it down a little bit, started to get better looks near the rim, and now all of a sudden the shots just aren't dropping for whatever reason it may be.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Radford's changed up their defensive approach. Every time that Tucker's gotten the ball in the post, they're sending doubles at him, and he's not doing as good of a job as he was in the first half at handling them. I think that the key for Waianae, especially in this fourth quarter, is to get him possibly in the dunker. The bulk of his points have come from drop-offs and rebounds, and I think that might be better suited for him, especially with how active Radford's been this third quarter so far.
Yeah, an excellent point by you. Thomas Tucker led Waianae in scoring throughout that first half, 8 points, and like you mentioned, a lot of them because of good penetration by the guards and the wings to draw a second defender. All of a sudden drops it on off, and he does an excellent job, or he just gets a one-on-one opportunity, and then he's able to twist it up and in with a quick decision. Quickly back into play with 5 on the game clock. Here's Bhutan on the baseline, drops it off for Thomas Tucker. Tucker tries to get it off in time, but the active hands from J.D. Dancel ends the third quarter with the Rams leading by 3, 33-30. Radford ahead of Waianae. An exciting fourth quarter on the other side of this break. You won't want to miss it. You're listening to OIA Boys Basketball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Fun Factory can't make paying bills fun, and they can't make feeling sick fun. But they can make your next party fun with 4 locations in Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com to book today. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
OIA Sports on HSRN is brought to you in part by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, lighting up Hawaii since 1972. 3-point game as we head into the final 8 minutes, Zor, and tonight it's been a fun one, a defensive battle, a little more offensive success in that third quarter. What's it going to take for either of these sides to come out with a victory here in the fourth quarter?
Take care of the ball. That's the biggest thing. Whoever wins the turnover battle this quarter will probably win the game. And for Radford, keep Harmon out of foul trouble. If I were them, I'd go into a quick little zone for the first half of this fourth quarter just to keep them out of harm's way.
Johnson Butai works his way into the lane and gets the layup to drop. Makes it a 1-point game. Radford still leading. Back in is Isaiah Harmon with his foul trouble, as you mentioned. I believe it is 4 fouls. So 8 minutes for him to play and have to play very carefully. A lob pass up to Harmon on the backside. Goes out of bounds a little too high for the 6'1" guard. And it'll be a turnover for the Rams.
Great play call. Just need a little bit better execution there. Had a great lob opportunity for Harmon to get a quick, easy 2. Now they're going to have to get a stop on the other end.
As you mentioned, Radford has to get a stop on this end now to maintain this lead. 33-32 your score with 7 minutes left in regulation. Floating it on into Thomas Tucker. Nice catch by the junior and puts it up and puts it in. And that's a little bit of what we're talking about, where when he gets the ball in space, not with a couple of defenders around him, Tucker far more effective. As now Waianae back ahead 34-33. Here's Isaiah Harmon for 3, and he left it short. Xavier Malaki coming up with the rebound, and Waianae will slow it on down a little bit. This is the slowest 3 possessions I think we've seen all night.
Definitely.
Over on the far side is Herman Ellis. Ellis had a 3-pointer earlier in this one. Nice feed down low for Thomas Tucker. Couldn't handle it. Ball stolen away by Isaiah Harmon. Harmon works his way all the way to the block, and then the layup rolls out. Nate Hartline comes up with it and gets it to go. The sophomore right there to clean it up.
Great job being aware by Hartland right there, getting the easy 2 off of Harmon's miss.
Hartline puts Radford back ahead 35-34, under 6 minutes left to play. Malaki pulls it on up at the top of the key, gives over to Butai. Butai feed down low to Tucker. Tucker working against the smaller J.D. Dancel, and it's going to be thrown away. And they'll actually say it's touched by Radford last, so it remains with Waianae, but 7 on the shot clock to get a shot off if you are the Sea Riders. Got to work quick. Inbound goes to Butai. Butai crossover against Harmon. Harmon got a piece of it, stolen away. Radford has numbers if they hurry. 2-on-1 break. Here's Andre Corpuz with his left hand. Can't get it to go. His second try, no good. And the rebound that time taken by Waianae. Baseball pass ahead. Good extra feed to Tucker. His layup no good. And Jansen Butai, another offensive board. His putback is off the mark. Outlet pass ahead to Isaiah Harmon. Harmon, pound dribble, puts it up with the right hand. That one no good. Harmon gets his own miss, and now he'll bring it on out to reset with 25 on the shot clock.
Definitely want to slow it down here and get a good look. This is a very important possession for the Rams.
1 point lead for Radford, 35-34. We're under 5 minutes to play. 3-point try by Sampayan, and that one too long. Offensive rebound by Dancel, kicks it back out. Up top is Andre Corpuz, gives into the corner for Isaiah Harmon, back to Corpuz, his 3-point try too strong, and another offensive rebound by J.D. Dancel. Dancel finds a cutting Hartline, his layup comes up short, and quickly the other way come the Sea Riders. Euro step by Jansen Butai, and whistles blow as number 10, Casey Sampayan, picks up the foul. It's the first against Radford here in this fourth quarter, the first against either side, and it sends Jansen Butai to the line for a pair.
I know it didn't result in the bucket down there, but if I'm Radford's coach, I got to appreciate the way, how hard JD's playing on both ends of the floor. He's fronting the Waianae's best player in Tucker, trying to get real, quick steals on the defensive end, and he's getting every rebound on the offensive end. You love to see that from JD, the senior.
First free throw off the mark, and then a timeout by Waianae. We'll step aside as well, as Radford still leads 35-34, 4.5 minutes left to play. You're listening to OIA Boys Basketball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
At Fun Factory, we can't make traffic jams fun, and we can't make waiting in line fun, but we can make this weekend fun with 4 locations on Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com for more info. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalua Opalena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Butai's second free throw is good to tie the game at 35, though Waianae may have gotten away with a lane violation. Reverse layup by Andre Corpuz goes down. A beautiful finish there by the senior guard. And back ahead goes Radford, as Corpuz onto the board for the first time tonight. This game does have stats. They're brought to you by Scoring Live. Hawaii Sports Radio Network has partnered with Scoring Live to bring you the best overall coverage of high school sports in the state. Visit scoringlive.com for live scores and stats, photos, league schedules, and more. As the three-point try by Herman Ellis is too strong, defensive rebound by Isaiah Harmon, and then Radford ran what was a beautiful transition, but unfortunately Andre Corpuz unable to handle the last pass, so the Rams pull it back on out, run some clock.
Take care of it. You got to get something easy here if you're Radford.
Feed inside to the lane. Harmon left it short, gets his own miss, puts it up, puts it in! Isaiah Harmon all over it.
Harmon's got to at least have a double-double right now. He's all over the place with the offensive and defensive rebounds. Can't foul here.
Isaiah Harmon certainly in the running for our VIP of the game. First try by Waianae, no good. Thomas Tucker's putback, though, is also off the mark, but the junior is fouled, so he'll head to the line for a pair, and Waianae down by 4. Albrecht Zorned on hand to bring you all the action tonight, as now it's the 5th foul against J.D. Dansell, sending the senior wing to the bench. Ends his night for Radford, and what a hard-fought game for him. An excellent job on the glass and an excellent job with his effort defensively. That'll be a big loss over these final 2:56 for the home team.
Definitely a big one. I wonder at what point does Radford go back to Landon Lee. He's had a great game so far. Hopefully he might be someone that they look at to kind of close this game with it being a 4-point game here down the stretch.
Tucker's first free throw goes off left iron. Second one on the way, rolls on out. 0 for 2 trip by the junior, and it remains a 4-point game. Isaiah Harmon, one of the few, if not the only, one of 2 players in double digits tonight. And Radford will call timeout, understanding that they really do want a bucket down the stretch here, get a little more breathing room. We'll step aside as well, as Radford leads Waianae 39-35 with 2:48 left to play. You're listening to OIA Boys Basketball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Fun Factory can't make taking tests fun, and they can't make homework fun, but they can make good grades fun. Upload your report card and turn in your A's, B's, M's, and MPs into game tokens. Visit funfactorygames.com/honor-roll.
Coming down to the wire here at Radford High School, where the Rams lead Waianae 39-35. Paul Brecht, Zorned on hand, bringing you all the action of tonight's OIA West clash. As the Rams looking to extend a 2-game win streak, the Sea Riders trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Sampayan into the corner, back up to the wing for Harmon.
Radford doing a great job of using a lot of the shot clock here. Got to get something easy.
Sampayan with 7 on the shot clock. On the left elbow looking, gives it up top. Here's Dizon, got it to go as the shot clock expires. Caleb Dizon with a big time bucket and a 6-point lead now for Radford. Right back comes Thomas Tucker trying to muscle his way against Nate Hartline. Hartline stands his ground. The ball's loose on the ground and a jump ball gonna be called. Possession arrow favors Radford. And the Rams coming up with the big-time plays down the stretch.
With 2 minutes left, if I'm Waianae, I'm going back to the press that was working earlier in the game. And on the offensive end, you got to go back to that look where Tucker's more so being fronted and he can seal and get an easy look. I don't know if getting him to him on the block with all the activity that Radford showed so far in the second half is the best option for them. But with 2 minutes left, you got to go quick. You're down 6. You got to get a stop, score, and look at your probably best three-point shooters right now. Ellis isn't in the game. I don't know who they go to for a three-point opportunity right now, but maybe I'm not actually. I have no idea where you're going to go to for a two. Oh, but you get a steal.
Great steal right there by Waianae, and it's because of what you mentioned before. You go back to that press that you see earlier in the game, and some more troubles for the Rams in the backcourt. Post feed down low to Thomas Tucker. Kick back out to Preston DeQuip. DeQuip, one more pass to Malaki. Back up top to DeQuip.
Now that I think about it, DeQuip might be the best option with 7 threes on the year. Probably 8 now after draining one early in the third quarter. That's a good look right there.
Beautiful dump off by Jansen Butai, finding a wide open Tucker.
I'm telling you, the drop-offs with Tucker has been what the go-to for Waianae so far this game.
Certainly has been, as Tucker up to 12 points, 41-37 now. Radford's lead still at 4 with 1:18 left to play. As you mentioned, kickball called against Waianae. It resets the shot clock to a full 35. And if you are Radford right here, you are in no rush, up by 4 points.
Oh, almost a backcourt call there. If I'm Waianae, I might think about fouling Harmon early. He's struggled from the three. Oh, maybe not. Missed there.
Floater left short by Caleb Dizon. Leaves it a 4-point game. DeQuip drops it off for Boutai, and Boutai is hit on the way up. So the clock stops, and Waianae with an opportunity to cut more into this Radford lead with exactly 60 ticks left in regulation.
So, Paul, with this new free throw rule that we both don't like, at what point do we start fouling? With a minute left, down 4, 35-second shot clock, you may have, with the first miss here, but what's the game plan if it's not 1-1? I feel like it just puts the losing team at a disadvantage even more.
It does make it a little bit tougher and less to work with. Luckily for Waianae, they do have 4 fouls to work with before that bonus, but not a lot of time to work as both free throws off the mark for Boutai. It remains a 4-point game, and with 50 seconds left, you do consider playing a little bit more aggressive if you're Waianae, no?
You got to start fouling. You have no fouls given. You're going to have to be given a lot of fouls to get into the bonus. If I'm Waianae, I'm definitely fouling here. It's 30. The time's just ticking away.
10 on the shot clock, 35 on the game clock. Radford still with a 4-point lead. Sempian tries to muscle it up, left it short. Harmon tried to get it up, didn't get it to go. Offensive rebound, and now no shot clock. Waianae has to foul, and now they do, as Benaya Jury whistled for the foul. It's the first against the Sea Riders, so 4 more before free throws for Radford.
There's no question that you definitely should have been fouling way earlier. If you only have 1 foul, you had 0 fouls as a team. You needed to start fouling earlier, especially with the way that this game's going. You're down 4. You're trying to lengthen the game.
Especially when you're trying
or
to get
just
back
get a
and
steal.
get a steal right here. You want to be a little more physical as Thomas Tucker throws it away.
The clock has not started.
And immediately fouled is Isaiah Harmon. As you mentioned, some clock issues there. Eventually it does run, and it feels like probably enough time goes off right there. 16.3 seconds remaining, a 4-point lead for Radford, and a timeout called by head coach Travis Armstrong. Armstrong in his 8th season leading the Rams, trying to bring home the 3rd straight victory for the home squad and get them to 500 in OIA play, get them to 500 overall, and what would be a nice victory, a nice hard-fought victory for Radford. And if you are Waianae, 16.3 seconds, not a ton of time to work, but also you have fouls to work with, right?
Yeah.
You can be incredibly aggressive. You can be incredibly physical on the inbound and force the officials to call the foul, and perhaps you come up with another steal.
If I'm Coach Kilborn, I'm checking in all of the football players that are on the basketball team right now, and I'm telling them to get aggressive as possible and foul, because you got 3 fouls to give until you're in the bonus right now. And if I'm Radford, I'm putting my best free throw shooters closest to the ball and telling them to get tough and get the ball.
Yeah, certainly need to be strong with the basketball. Turnovers have been the issue all throughout. And this year, free throws not exactly the strong suit of the team. 55% in league play, just under that overall. But if you get the ball in and are able to secure it, you're able to get at least 2-3 more seconds off the clock. Here's Casey Sampayan. He'll get it on into Dijon, and Dijon is fouled. A little bit of confusion there. 3rd foul against Waianae. Still 2 more before shots for Radford. 13 seconds left to play. Sampagnan gets it back in. Dijon fouled again.
This really just goes back to what I was talking about earlier. You got to foul. way earlier. You lost about 20 to 30 seconds waiting to try and get a stop. You don't get a stop. Harmon gets the rebound, and now you're just in a tough situation. Wow.
Ball inbounded to Harmon, and Harmon heads up play there, tosses it over to Caleb Dazan, and Dazan is fouled for the third straight time. So now the senior guard will head to the line with an opportunity to all but ice this one with 8.1 seconds remaining, a 4-point lead for Radford. And I guess obviously with 2 made free throws, it remains a 2-possession game, but it goes back to what your point was before. Waianae waiting just too long to start fouling and leaving themselves not enough time to try and come back.
Way too long, especially when you're in practice. You practice situational basketball. You gotta know time to score. The players gotta be aware, and part of it's a little bit on the coaches just to be more adamant about fouling, especially with the time. But Radford does miss a free throw here, and Waianae checks in one of their best three-point shooters with 17 three-pointers made on the year. Hopefully he can clutch up and make a three.
That's Herman Ellis. Second free throw is good for Dazan, and Waianae will call for timeout. And this is where it's funny enough, we talked about it before, the rule that you would like to see be brought to men's basketball, boys basketball, and just more basketball in general is the advance rule, as Waianae is going to have to go the full length of the floor with 8.1 seconds, trailing by 5. And if you are the Sea Riders, what are you drawing up in this huddle to try and get a bucket quick?
You're going to need, first of all, you're going to need a miracle because there's not enough time to get a lot of possessions right now. But if I'm Waianae, I'm going quick. I'm maybe setting a hammer screen on the baseline for Ellis to get him wide open to shoot a three. But he's got to be shot ready. He's got to be ready to go. I don't know how many minutes he's played. He's probably been sitting on the bench for a little while, but he's got to come in with some ice in his veins and knock down a three. And then after that, you got to be quick to foul. You got to be quick to get in your press and try and go all out for a steal. But it's a 5-point game right now. I think that's the best route for you right now. And if I'm Radford, I'm not even remotely close to being on ball. I might even go into a little token zone just to slow them down a little bit, because with 8 seconds, there's really not much you can do, especially having to go the length of the floor.
And you do see that from Radford coming out of the timeout, some full court pressure, but perhaps some token just so that they can't roll the ball up. Waianae will look to inbound. They'll toss it ahead to Herman Ellis. Ellis will pull up from the left wing, off back iron, no good. Jury will put back the miss, and that will be how it ends.
Isn't the clock supposed to stop?
And Waianae falls for the 7th consecutive game, 42-39. They fought hard, they led at halftime, but Radford pulls it on out at home. Don't go anywhere, though. Still plenty to break down on the post-game show. You're listening to OIA Boys Basketball on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Fun Factory can't make paying bills fun, and they can't make feeling sick fun. But they can make your next party fun with 4 locations in Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com to book today. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Gather around, ladies, and join us Sunday, January 26th at Kapiolani Park for the Hawaii Pacific Health Women's 10K and 5K Fun Run. Embrace a healthier lifestyle and enjoy a fun-filled day. Women of all ages and fitness levels are welcome to participate by running, walking, or jogging the course. And if you can't be there in person, virtual race options are available. Register today at hphwomen's10k.org.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalua Opalena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
At Fun Factory, we can't make traffic jams fun, and we can't make waiting in line fun, but we can make this weekend fun with 4 locations on Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com for more info. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
Aging well means staying healthy, active, and independent. To age well, we need to take care of our bones. 10 million Americans have osteoporosis, a hereditary disease that makes bones weak and more likely to break. Thankfully, we can all take simple steps to improve our bone health at any age. Eat a healthy diet that is rich in calcium and vitamin D. Get regular weight-bearing exercise, which means on our feet. Get bone health tips at pathtogoodbonehealth.org.
Aloha, beautiful people. Wake up in the den with me, Kule Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings at 8, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Back here inside Jim Allegra Gymnasium, where Radford holds off Waianae 42-39. Paul Brecht, Zor, Ned bringing you the action from tonight, and a fun one, Zor. From start to finish, a lot of defense, a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals, and a lot of high-paced action. And at the end of the night, you see Radford continuing their win streak, 3 in a row now for the Rams, and now 7 straight losses for Waianae.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good game. I felt like once whoever was going to win the turnover margin was going to win the game. I don't have a complete stat sheet, but I'm pretty sure Radford probably won the turnover margin, especially in the second half. Good performance by Harmon. It was really a good game just to see everybody play hard and you know, have fun out there. That's what high school basketball is all about.
It really is. And both coaches before the game, when I chatted with them, the biggest things that they were looking for was the energy, the effort, the discipline and whatnot. And obviously the discipline sometimes throughout the night was a little bit tough, but nonetheless, there was never a lack of effort. The attitude was good throughout the night. A technical foul called for obviously stepping over a player, something that Isaiah Harmon can obviously not do going forward, but nonetheless still a high-quality night from him. And you're listening to the DSE Hawaii post-game report. DSE Hawaii and OIA Sports on HSRN is brought to you in part by DSE Hawaii, bringing quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction to the electrical industry for over 35 years. Mahalo to DSE Hawaii for their support of OIA athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. And as we look throughout the night, plenty of impressive performances for different reasons. Of course, Thomas Tucker leading the way for Waianae with 12 points and goes 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Some good moments from the junior forward. You can see why he is the leading scorer for the Sea Riders, but also moments for him where he struggled getting around the double team. He struggled making a decision quickly, and in turn resulting in plenty of turnovers as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's where Waianae can make their next step. If they find an answer for, you know, when he does get doubled, somebody else being able to step up and being able to make plays instead of him. And I feel like they're at their strength when players are attacking and they're dropping the ball off to him and he's getting easy buckets, because there's not a lot of people with enough size to match up with him in the OIA West.
And it'll be important for them to continue to give him those drop-off opportunities as they go on throughout the rest of the season. You see tonight, it's a 7-game losing streak, but still plenty of talent for the Sea Riders. You see they're right on the cusp of snapping that streak, especially on the road against a quality Radford team. The effort was high there all night, and in a lot of ways they made things really difficult for guys like Isaiah Harmon and Nate Hartline, which then leads to guys like Landon Lee stepping up off the bench, and a few other guys, obviously J.D. Dansell, who started this game, also playing a major role in being able to hold on to the lead late for Radford.
Yeah, I think, Waianae, it doesn't feel like a 0-6 team. I feel like they have all the qualities, with the press and their size and their speed. I feel like the next step for them, they put together a good 3.5 quarters of basketball, just being able to finally finish a game. And I think a lot of that comes from, you talk about earlier, they having a team that had a really good JV team the year before, just making that adjustment into varsity basketball. A lot of those players, varsity basketball is a game of possessions. You got to be able to master possessions. And down the stretch when they were turning the ball over a couple times, or, not executing, even late game situations, not executing the foul count, which we'll talk about in Vogue a little bit later, how we don't like that. But, I feel like that's the next step for them, being able they have a great foundation. The Coach Kilborn is a really good coach. I used to play under him when I was a senior in high school. So the foundation there is just putting together a full basketball. Full 4 quarters of basketball.
Yeah, it wasn't a full 32 tonight by any stretch for Waianae, but you can certainly see how they can get there. On the other side for Radford, they didn't necessarily play the full 32 as well as they could, but the effort was high all the way through. They don't get down on themselves at halftime despite being down, and part of that is led by the guy who leads them, and that leads us into our Fun Factory VIP of the game. Here's how you too can become a Fun Factory VIP. When you accumulate $100 or more spent at your favorite Fun Factory location, you'll receive VIP bragging rights, discount prices on games, loss protection, exclusive promotions, and more. Visit funfactorygames.com for more info. And tell you what, if you want to talk about a Fun Factory, we mentioned his name all throughout the night. It's Isaiah Harmon, of course, the senior guard for Radford, who was fantastic throughout the night in terms of his effort, his rebounding, and his attack against the Waianae defense that gave a lot of his teammates issues. He ended up getting to the line plenty. He got to his spots plenty, and he is tonight's Fun Factory VIP of the game.
Yeah, really great performance from him. He has a really high motor. He played hard the entire game. He probably would have played the entire game if he didn't pick up that technical foul, double whammy, where he gets the foul and the technical foul and the personal foul. But, one thing I just like to see from him is just taking his time at the free throw line, really knocking him down, because right now he's at 56% on the year. If that's about eight more points, he could be averaging high 20s, maybe mid 20s points per game, and that could only help his team even more, especially with him getting to the line as much as he does. I just hope that he really, towards the end of this part of league play, starts to hone in on the free throw line and really start to knock him down, because that could be really one of the biggest difference between Radford going far in the playoffs and then being out in the first round.
Certainly an important player for the Rams, and was important tonight. Your VIP of the game presented by Fun Factory, Isaiah Harmon, 13 points, 5 of 12 from the free throw line, but a double-double, grabbing, we lost count of the rebounds throughout the night. A really fun player and a fun watch throughout this evening. And in case you enjoyed this one, or you're just an OIA sports fan in general, join us again later this week. This Friday at 6 p.m. we'll have some OIA girls basketball. Roosevelt versus Farrington. Our Kyle Galdera on that call. You won't want to miss that, as it continues what has been a really fun year in the OIA, and tonight just another example of that. We would be remiss before we get out of here. I know we gave the VIP of the game award to Isaiah Harmon, but both of us also do want to kind of give a shout out to Landon Lee tonight, the sophomore for Radford, coming off the bench, the second leading scorer for the Rams, and a guy who played his role and then some in a big win.
Yeah, you definitely love to see underclassmen step up in a big game like this. He was able to kind of give them a sense of steady in a lot of these press breaks, and he seemed real confident bringing the ball up. All of his decisions were crisp. And you could see it in his play today with the amount of points that he scored. I'm pretty sure that's probably one of the top, amounts of points that he scored this year. And it's good to see a guy like him coming on, and hopefully he can continue this for the rest of the year.
Yeah, certainly an intriguing prospect for the Rams, and somebody that if you are head coach Travis Armstrong, you're pretty excited about having to come off your bench at this point as well. That'll just about wrap things up for us here from inside Jim Allegra Gymnasium as Radford takes down Waianae 42-39. And just one more time, a reminder, you can catch the recording, of this broadcast or any of our other play-by-play broadcasts wherever you get your podcasts. Relive the moments of this game and others at hawaiisportsradio.com or wherever you get your podcast. That'll just about wrap it up for us. I'll give you the final word tonight as you join us for your broadcasting debut, our first time together on the mics, and a fun night. What say you, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pleasure to be with a legend like you. I'm just glad that we can find a way to have a good show tonight. Just have a great week.
Always a great week to have a great week. A great start to the week for Radford as one more time they take down Waianae 42-39 here at home. For Michael Lascaro on site taking photos and doing some wonderful video stuff. You can check that out on our YouTube. Ku'ule Agbayani back in studio keeping us on air and on time. For my partner Zor Ned, I'm Paul Brecht. Mahalo for listening, and we'll chat with you next time. Aloha.
You've been listening to a special presentation of OIA basketball presented by Fun Factory on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM, AM 760, and hawaiisportsradio.com. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, Dial Electric Supply, and DSE Hawaii. We return you to regularly scheduled programming here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, your home for OIA sports.